In this video, we're diving in to ultralight gear for everyday carry with a look at the Hyperlite mountain gear Versa. What's up everyone, I'm Kevin, welcome to Pack and Roam. If you're new to the channel, I do gear reviews, primarily backpacks, slings, everyday carry, travel accessories, that type of stuff. If that sounds like it's for you, definitely subscribe to my channel. Meanwhile, we're diving into the Versa from Hyperlite Mountain Gear today. And I picked this up a little while ago. I've been carrying it quite a bit lately, and I wanted to see if it would work for me as an EDC sling. I'm very interested. Ever since getting the ULA equipment, 30-liter Dragonfly, the Ultra material, so light, so nice to carry when you're traveling, I started thinking, what else could I go ultralight in for everyday carry and or travel? And I found this, and there's a ton of options out there, right? But I landed on the Versa sling as a first choice for sling, and I've been using it for a while. And I gotta tell you, it's been working out great for me. So I've been using it from everything from rucking to travel to everyday carry. I haven't gone backpacking since I picked it up, but I will definitely take it backpacking with me. Love the sling so far. Little bit of a spoiler alert there. The Versa has been very versatile for me. So let's dive in first and foremost to materials and specs. So this is Dyneema. It's DCH 50 from Hyperlite, and this is a Dyneema hybrid fabric. So it's a little bit different than straight Dyneema in that it has a woven face fabric to it. So if we look at regular, just straight up Dyneema, it's kind of shiny, crinkly. This is crinkly as well, just a different kind of crinkle because if you look very closely, it's got a woven face layer to it, right? So a little bit more durable on the abrasion resistance side than just straight up DCF. The DCH has that woven outer layer to it. If you're familiar with Dyneema, you know it's a very strong fabric. And personally, the Dyneema material in general has been growing on me. You know, it gets a little bit of a, I guess you could call it a patina. It starts to crinkle and you see the creases. Ultra doesn't do that quite as much. It's not quite as obvious. And I'm actually starting to enjoy that look, and I think it's got a pretty cool look to it. I went with the white colorway, so there's black and white. And I'm typically a black material kind of guy, but I decided to do something different this time, go with the white. I like the orange zipper pulls on it. And it also, for review purposes, the lighter color bag shows up a lot better than the black. As far as dimensions go, I'm gonna cheat a little bit and look at my notes. It is 2.5 liters in volume. That's what it's marketed as. It is 4.3 ounces empty. And then it's 2.3 inches by 6 inches by 9 inches. So you got 9 inches of width, 6 inches this way, and then you've got 2.3 inches in depth. We'll get into how it loads out, what I've been able to put in there as we go through this. But those are the main specs. Moving on to exterior features, we've got two zippers on here. So we've got a front quick access area, smaller pocket. We've got a top double zip setup for the main compartment. There's really not much else. You've got a little bit of branding there. So you've got the Hyperlite mountain gear tag on the outside, kind of a loop of material, and sticks off a little bit. Not overdone and blends well with the bag because you've got the black on white colors going. The zippers are teeny tiny number 3 YKK, and they're coated. It looks like some type of AquaGuard zipper. Very smooth though for coated zippers. And then these tiny zippers are pretty common in the ultralight world. You know, obviously the smaller the zipper, the less it weighs. So all in an effort to maintain ultralight status for these bags, but not a bad setup. Nice long zipper pulls on there with very high vis. It's like mini paracord on there. So pretty cool setup, and I like how they left it nice and long. Really easy to use to get in and out of the bag. The double zip obviously is a pretty standard feature for main zips, and that is what we see on this bag. Other than that, front-wise, that's about all there is to it. If we flip it around to the back, you've got some mesh material on the back panel right here. Almost feels like neoprene, but it's a mesh type material. You can see the holes in it. It definitely is very breathable. And this panel is open on the sides and it's open on top. And then the back side of it is Dyneema, or I should say the inside is full Dyneema. So you're gonna get that resistance and strength on the inside of that material. Meanwhile, you've got this breathable material against your body. What's cool about this setup with this open design is you can carry this a number of ways. So they market it as a fanny pack. I think they refer to it as a fanny pack on their site. I would call it a sling. I've been using it as a sling, but you could wear it a multitude of different ways. You could wear it crossbody. You could wear it around your waist. You can wear it on a hip belt. You could wear it on a sternum strap. You could hang it off your pack. Lots of different options for carry for this. And this open area in the back allows you to, for instance, let's say you wanted to put it on your sternum strap or on a hip belt. You can just tuck everything inside there. Basically fully self-contained now. You can put your sternum or your hip belt through there and still have access to adjust it through the top, which is pretty cool. And I mean, the strap is removable, but it's not easily. It doesn't have like quick disconnect hardware or something. You'd have to, basically unthread the material from the tri-glides on there. But it does come off relatively easy if you wanted to. But it's cool that they have this open back that you can stuff it all into and use it. I mean, actually, you could even use this as a pouch if you wanted to, right? So pretty cool setup with that back panel. And I've used it primarily as a crossbody when I was traveling, but I use it quite a bit while I'm rucking. And I'll put it on my sternum strap, and it's cool. And I'll show you some of the things that fit in there and why that works out pretty cool for me as a sternum bag. But meanwhile, continuing with the exterior, we do have, the wings that wrap around. You can see the straps going through that Dyneema. All the stitching looks very bulletproof. It looks very well made. The strap itself, I believe this is 1-inch webbing. Not quite seatbelt-like material, a little bit rougher, but not a bad material at all. Not a bad feel to it. Good strap, I think, for this size. I wouldn't want a thicker strap. I wouldn't want anything to add extra weight unnecessarily. You're not going to load this with a ton of weight, so you don't need a big padded strap to it. And I found this very comfortable wearing it. I had no issues with it. Using this as a travel sling, or more or less as an EDC sling. Then with the side lock buckle, it looks to be Woojin hardware. Nice design, obviously very secure with the buckle setup, and minimalist type too, where I think they're saving every ounce and gram they can, even with their choices of hardware. So overall, good setup. Lots of length on the strap. I will say, to wear this as a crossbody, I pretty much have to max it out. And then, if I'm going to wear it around my waist, you can suck that in a little bit. Strap management built into, so you got some elastic strap keepers here, which come in very handy. And that's really it for the exterior of this pack. Very basic, very simple, but that's part of the appeal of it to me, is that it is very simple. And there's not a whole lot extra going on here that's going to add weight or complexity to what should be pretty simple to begin with. Moving on to the interior of this sling, we'll start with this front pocket. So I've got my iPhone 15 Pro Max in there, fits no problem. Probably a little bit of space in there too. So you still got, probably 2 inches, if not more, of width for that pocket if you want to put something else flat in there. Phone fits in there, no problem. There's nothing to this pocket. It's just an open pocket, no organization. But you don't need it. It's just a good area to put a phone, for instance. I don't keep my wallet in there because this is probably the least secure pocket on the pack. And there's no hidden rear pocket on this for security purposes. If you're the type of person that likes to have the hidden rear pocket up against your body, well, probably not the sling for you. I don't care. I don't think anyone's getting in my sling. But nothing to it, just an open pocket. Opening up the main pocket with the double zips. I've got some stuff in here just to kind of give you an example of what can fit in. I wore this recently on a road trip to Duluth. So I'm walking around in the cold weather. I have basically pocket dump type stuff in here. My wallet, my phone, car keys. I also had a knit hat in there. So I'm walking around town, don't necessarily need the knit hat on, but if it did get to that point, I've got the knit hat in there. And then a pair of lightweight Carhartt gloves. And that all fits in there easily. There's still space to spare. Then I've also got the Neo 25K 100 watt P63 battery bank in there. I wouldn't normally carry this in an everyday carry sling, but I just wanted to show you kind of what you could put in there, and it accommodates a lot more than you think it would for a 2.5 liter sling. So I did take this on the trip though, and this worked out great. Great battery bank for the size. I mean, capacity wise for that size, love it. And then finally, I've got my Minimalist front pocket wallet from Leo's Leather Goods. I've been using this wallet basically nonstop since I bought it, I think in November, and it's a great wallet. I love it. So, not familiar with Leo's Leather Goods, go check them out. Great minimalist wallets. This is the Minimalist M1 Wallet. And that's it. That's all there is on the inside. You can see the fabric's a little bit shinier. You've got the bare Dyneema on the inside as opposed to the layer on the outside of woven material. Inside, it's more or less wide open with just some mesh in there. The mesh itself isn't very flexible, but you've got this flex border to it. So little bit of separation if you need to separate stuff in the mesh area versus the wide open area. But you've got a pretty good amount of space in there. Fairly nice footprint on the bottom. You can definitely put some gear in there. Oh, we also do have, a key leash in there. So this is just that same micro cord with a plastic hook on it. And then we've got the Hyperlite mountain gear tag. It does say made in Mexico. Pretty sizable tag. That's a pretty big tag, but I like the colors. I like the black and the blue. That looks kind of cool together. So that's it. I mean, that's really all there is to it. All the stitching looks pretty good. It looks like we got a couple loose threads there, no big deal, but the stitching all looks pretty good. It looks solid. This thing looks like it's gonna last for a while. Doesn't look like it's gonna come apart anytime soon. It looks durably constructed. Overall, I've been pretty happy with this sling, and I like the way it wears. I like how light it is. I mean, now that there's nothing in there, the strap is definitely the heaviest part of this. I mean, this thing is, it basically feels like it could float away out of my hand. So you're not carrying any extra weight in this sling. You still got pretty good durability and carry capacity and a little bit of crinkle, but I like it. Like I said, the Dyneema material has really grown on me, and I'm starting to become more and more a fan of Dyneema material, which I know I'm a little late to the game on that, but I do like it. Initially, the crinkle, I don't know, it just bugged me. And I didn't like the shiny look, but I do like the DHC or the DCH that doesn't have, it's got a more matte look to it. All right, that's it for exterior. Let's talk real quick about likes and dislikes. Starting with likes, I really like the look of this sling. I think the white looks pretty cool. I like how the crinkles start showing with time and it gets kind of like a Dyneema patina, I'll call it. I like the small zippers. I like the fact that it's so light. And obviously, it's Hyperlite mountain gear. That's kind of the point of this sling, and I really like it for that. I think the size is just about perfect at 2.5 liters for everyday carry for me. And I like how many different options there are for carrying this. I have found it particularly useful. This is, and I didn't expect this, but it has become my new favorite rucking accessory. I will wear this quite frequently on the sternum for my ruck, and I'll throw, for instance, the DJI Neo fits in there. So if I want to take some footage, or if you're out and about traveling, you want to take the Neo with you, the Neo fits in there, no problem, height-wise. And you've still got plenty of room for other stuff in there. If you wanted to, and I don't typically take this rucking, but if I wanted to, I could fit a JBL Flip 6 in there, no problem, with still plenty of room to throw some gloves on top if I want to put the gloves in there, as well as the hat. I'm starting to stuff it now, but that'll all go in there if you want it to. So, you're starting to hit capacity now, but it's in there, and I still have, if I wanted to, I got room to throw my phone in the front of it in the separate compartment. So overall, love the capacity, like the size, the form factor is great, and I really like the versatility in terms of carry options for this sling. All right, let's talk dislikes. And there's really not much to dislike. If anything, I would say for what you get, the price is a little bit steep. But that's typical for Dyneema material and ultralight material in general. There's a premium. I've done a lot of reading on Dyneema's website, and they describe Dyneema and their product as the best material on earth. And I know there's probably people that disagree with this, but what they'll tell you is they cut no corners. It's made from the best materials available, and the idea is that it's gonna last, and it's strong, and it's durable. So the fact that it's all US made in terms of the material, comes at a premium. So you pay a premium for the Dyneema material. And I think at the time of filming it's 80 bucks for this sling, so it's not obscene, but that is a little on the pricey side for a sling of this size. So it's kind of a drawback in that respect. Otherwise, there's nothing else I dislike about this sling. I think some people may dislike the fact that it doesn't have a hidden security type pocket in the back. Personally, I don't think that's necessary, and that's not a FFU or a fit for use criteria item for slings for me. So I'm not too concerned about it. But that's it. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying using this sling, and I think this is gonna be a keeper for me. This is a sling I'm gonna continue to use, and I'm kind of curious to see how long I get out of this Dyneema material. So maybe I'll update at some point if I start seeing some wear or if it develops any quality issues, but I really don't think that's going to occur. I think the design, or I think the construction's bulletproof. I think the materials are solid. So overall, fantastic sling, and I'm really enjoying it. So let's spend a minute on use case scenarios. And obviously, ultralight backpacking is what this was designed for, and it's definitely something I will use on my next backpacking trip. But I think if you're looking for a very lightweight, minimal solution for everyday carry sling, especially something I would say that you're gonna throw in a bag, maybe for a trip that takes up no space and adds a negligible amount of weight, but you can use as a carry sling when you get to your destination, perfect for that. So I will definitely be using this sling for that purpose, and probably just as an all-around around town sling. And I'll continue to use it as a sternum ruck accessory. So those are kind of going to be the primary use cases, I think, for this sling. And if that sounds like it checks boxes for you, maybe this is a good option for you. All right, how about alternatives? And this is a tough one for me because I haven't really explored any other ultralight slings. So I don't think it would be fair necessarily to compare this to other slings, but I do immediately think Bellroy and their Venture Ready series, or even the Bellroy light slings, which is one of the first slings I reviewed. While not ultralight, they are very lightweight options and also very well made, and some of my favorite slings out there. So what do you think of the Versa from Hyperlite Mountain Gear? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Drop me a comment below. Thoughts, comments, questions, opinions, whatever you got. And if you found this video useful, definitely hit the like button below for me, and also consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks.